Hi everyone, and welcome to NABE. NABE stands for the Niagara Area Business Exchange. It's a great organization. You're going to meet some members who are here on the set with me today. And I just wanted to let you know that the cameras, the director, everybody here working on the crew are NABE members too. They are multi-talented people. They know so many different things, and we want to share information not only about the organization, but about some of the wonderful people. And we're so glad that you're joining us and you're able to meet them today. I'd like to introduce the people who are here with me. I have Elizabeth Carlson from Paychecks. Welcome, Elizabeth. We're very glad to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Wayne Malcolm from Niagara Frontier Funding and Realty. Welcome, Wayne.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
And Suzanne Davidson from the Bank of Akron. Welcome, Suzanne.
Good morning.
Glad to have you here.
Thanks.
What I'd like to do first is just talk a little bit about your meetings, when and where, and the type of organization that NABE is. Maybe, Suzanne, you could tell us a little bit about when you talk an organization like NABE, a business exchange. What does that actually mean?
Well, we are a group of business professionals who get together every Wednesday morning for the purpose of getting to know each other, getting to know each other's businesses, and being able to refer business to one another.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And Wayne, where do you meet?
Well, on the first Wednesday of every month, we meet at LCTV, and we do the show just like here. So we actually have our meeting right before this taping and everything. And then the other weeks we meet at 33 Ontario Street at the Dale Association.
And that's in Lockport.
Right in Lockport. And we have our meetings there. We try to get there about 7:45, so we have a little networking time and can enjoy each other's company a little bit. But the meeting actually starts at 8, runs for an hour. We go through a series where we all tell a little bit about our business. We call it like the 60-second commercial.
Nice.
And then we go around again and give any good of the group, any leads that are available. And then each week we have an opportunity for someone to tell about their particular business. So we kind of spotlight them. And then about 4 or 5 times a year, we'll bring in a guest speaker on a fifth Wednesday.
Yeah. Wow. I like the idea, too, because you get to know about each other's businesses, because you come into the group knowing about your own area of expertise. But this way you get to learn about each other each time you come to a meeting, I think is really helpful. Wow. Elizabeth, what do you like best about the group?
It's been great getting to know everybody and kind of getting to learn the different industries and how we can all kind of help each other. So it's been really nice, again, getting to know everybody and exactly what they do and how we can feed off of each other. So that's been great.
And it's really nice too because it's a very friendly group.
Absolutely.
They get a lot done, but it's a welcoming group of people, which is really nice. Now, do you need to be an experienced business person? What if you're just starting out? Is that something you could join as well?
Oh, absolutely. And I would encourage it because it really helps somebody new in business to lean on the fellow members and learn what's worked for them and ask for their advice and get to know them. It helps us to get to know you and how we could help you as a new business person grow your business.
Oh, that sounds great. Awesome. And I also wanted to ask, sometimes during the year you also have other events too, like mixers and things, right?
Yeah, we have mixers. We've done ball games, catamaran rides, canal cruises. We also have like our after Christmas party. Cool. So we do a lot of different things like that. Generally 2 or 3 times a year we get together, do like a mixer like that. Sometimes we'll do it just for the members and their spouses. Or sometimes we'll reach out and do a mixer where we actually invite other people in the community to come in and see what we do. As Suzanne mentioned, we're really looking for the idea of building the group. And what happens is you get to know people and as you get to talk to them, because it is an exclusive, so you only have one of each business in there. So if somebody was starting up a new business, the first thing they can come in is they actually get almost like an advisory board, because you've got, insurance, you've got financial planning, you've got, paychecks there for your employees, all these things, and you can get this advice from them and everything, and then you start to learn and trust them. The other part of it is that once you know what each person's business is, you can actually say, making yourself the fount of all knowledge, you're out with your customers and they say, I'm having a problem with my employee, or I'm having a bad experience with my banking. We can say, hey, let me tell you about somebody that I
Yeah.
know that does a great job. And so it really works out. And it really, we go through the whole gambit of things, anything from accounting to, chocolate, So, I mean, we can solve almost every problem with those two. So it's really a good program.
Absolutely, absolutely. You do so much, with the group. It's absolutely great.
I can certainly attest to that. I know when I acquired my territory over here in Lockport, it's nice to come into such an open group and be able to get to know people and really kind of get to know the area. So I can definitely attest to exactly what they were saying. So it's been great.
That's awesome. Well, I'd also like to talk about what you do individually, your individual areas of expertise. So, Elizabeth, I'm going to start with you. You're from Paychecks. Tell us about yourself and about the company.
Sure. So, again, I work for Paychecks. We're commonly known as a payroll company. However, we've really evolved, kind of a human capital management company, helping businesses from 1 to 50 to hundreds of employees with their payroll, compliance, human resources, benefits, you name it. We've really become kind of a one-stop shop. I've acquired this area, Lockport, and the surrounding areas this past January, so it's been fun getting to know everybody, and it's been a great experience so far. So,
and I can imagine for a business person, again, having the expertise in that area that your business covers, but covering payroll and all the different things that you have to do, that is a little scary, even if you only have a few employees, because I'd be afraid of making a mistake, this could be wrong or this could be wrong, and I think having a company come in and handle this and give you the advice would be just peace of mind.
Absolutely, and everything's always changing, and there are so many rules and regulations. It's hard to keep up with, especially when you're wearing many different hats as a business owner. It's nice to be able to just kind of let someone else take that responsibility and kind of just focus on what grows your business and what you like to do.
And you mentioned too that you work with businesses that only have a few employees up to large businesses, and I think that's a really good point too, because sometimes somebody, I was talking to somebody with a small business and they were like, oh, I don't know if I want a payroll service. I only have a few people, but I was saying you might want to look into it because again, it's going to take care of all those things, all the new laws, all the new things, no matter how many employees. So that's really good to know that you work with small businesses.
Absolutely. From 1 to 50 is my area. We do have a larger market segment as well. And especially for those smaller businesses who maybe don't have those internal resources, it's a really great option to make sure you're staying up with those changing rules and regulations, making sure you're compliant, things like that. So for those that maybe don't have those big resources of a large corporation or company, it's a really great option. So again, anyone from 1 to however many.
That's
awesome. A great fit.
Tell us a little bit about the reports and stuff that people get with their payroll. So it's not just the checks are sent, but you get a lot of really good data about your company too that you can use to evaluate things through the year.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about that.
So each pay period or however often you do pay your employees, you do get some reports. You can get them in the mail if you prefer. You can go online to our online portal, which has a lot of different options for you as well. Everything from a cash requirements, that's just quick, easy snapshot of what you need to have in your account to cover payroll, to cash management or a 401k report, anything that you might need, we can definitely print out in a report just to make your life easier and a little bit more streamlined. So
now, is that something employees can also go online and look at their own information?
Absolutely.
Can that be set up too?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So if you have an employee that wants to look at their W-2 or their pay stubs, maybe they need some information, they're going for a loan or whatever, they can just log right in, they can pull up their information and print it out. So it's nice for them and it's nice for the employer as well.
Definitely. I mean, it's just a great way to use technology to make it easy for everybody.
Make life easier.
Yeah, wonderful. Now, if we want to contact you to have you, come out to our business, talk about the options that are available, how would we get a hold of you?
Sure. So the best way is honestly on my cell phone. I'm always out and about, so that's certainly an option, or email. So at ecarlson1@paychecks.com is a great option. And certainly I'm happy to help whomever. If you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to come out.
That's great. So when you come out to a business, we would kind of tell you, this is what we're thinking, this is who we have, and you can kind of tell us
Absolutely.
what you can offer. So
it's
that's
more of really a consultation to see where we can help and where we might be a nice fit for you. There's a couple different options as far as, what you may need or what you may be interested in. So it's really just more of a conversation to
Sounds
see where we
great.
might be able to be of help to you. So
wonderful, wonderful. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you.
awesome.
Thanks.
Wayne, you're from Niagara Frontier Funding and Realty. Tell us about yourself and about your business.
Alrighty. Well, I've been in Lockport area most of my life and everything, and we started about a little over 30 years ago.
Awesome.
So I'm old in the business, but young at heart.
Experience.
And,
Experience counts.
Experience, that's a good answer. So, but what we do is we have a program where we can help somebody save money when they sell their house. And because we have this whole package, kind of a one-stop shop for getting your home, we can help you sell your house, and we can help you find a new house, and then we can help you finance it also. And people sometimes use all of those services. Sometimes they pick and choose whatever best for them. I always tell people, if I'm the best, I expect I'll be doing the business. If somebody's got something a little better, I might lose it. I want people to get the best for them. So we kind of look at all the options. My thought pattern is always, if you can educate the consumer, I think Cy Sims said it best, the educated consumer is our best customer. And that's what I like to do, is I like to educate people, show them how to put something together. Many people, as you go around and talk to them, they have a misconception about, it's so much more difficult to get a mortgage now. There is some, more paperwork, but that's my job. I always tell people, it's like the golden rule, those with the gold rule. So if they ask you to bring in an extra pay stub, just bring it in, and that's why I'm asking for it. But the other is that most people think you need a whole lot of money for a down payment. If you look at the rental versus owning charts that are coming right now, it's actually starting to cost more to rent than it is to buy. And the availability is the problem for both renters and buyers. So if we can work with you and show you what you can afford, many times you can do it for little or no money down, buy a home, and then save yourself some money, get a little tax benefit on the side. And
that's the American dream. Having a home.
And so it's a good program. But like I say, the big key is to educate people. Some people come in and they're ready right away. I've worked with people for a year until they got everything organized. We correct their credit.
Awesome.
We help them out with other issues. I've had people come in that 40, 50 years old that's never had a checking account. I've even shown them how to balance it once they get it going.
Because it's financial education, which a lot of people don't always have an opportunity to get.
Right.
And it's great that you're able to get that, in the service of getting them their house, which is wonderful. So if somebody, out there, they're watching, they're thinking, well, that's not me, I couldn't afford a home, they could always give you a call and come in and talk, and you could show them, look at their finances and see what if you can help them.
Absolutely. The worst thing that could happen is someone could say, no, you're never going to have a prayer. But that almost never happens,
Nice.
Usually what happens, it just takes some education. And again, many people will come in and they're surprised. They say, I can buy a house for $1,500 total. I got twice that back in my tax return. And so this is a good time because everybody's getting their tax returns and they have cash that they can do. But a lot of times it's education. Like I say, they'll come in and maybe they've had some stuff that they've never looked at their credit report. And there's a lot of errors on credit reports right now too. That's one of the challenges. Over 80% of all credit reports have errors. And so I can show you how to get that stuff resolved and fix it up. A lot of old debt can be removed from there if it's, been over a certain time period, like medical bills, stuff like that. So there's a lot of things that I think people are afraid of finding out where they're at. They're the old ostrich in the sand type deal. But once we get them on the plan, and if they have a goal, then you work for it. If you just figure you have no chance, you just spend your money willy-nilly. I always say, like with the tax returns, if you can turn this into a house, that's one good thing. But if you don't realize you can buy one, it turns into a big screen TV and it's gone.
Yes, that's true.
So you got to educate people. And again, sometimes they're ready right away. Sometimes it takes a little while to get them on track.
I think that's wonderful that you do that, though, that you work with people and kind of bring them along so that they are able to do it, and instead of just saying, well, no, that's not going to work for you. It's educating people. It's great.
Well, it works out good too for me within the group, because a lot of times it's business owners that are out. They have employees, they have contacts, and a lot of times, again, it gives them an opportunity to understand what I do. And when someone says, "Oh, I wish I could buy a house," they have that opportunity to share my information and put us in contact. And when we talked about the group, that is kind of the idea of the group, is that as you reach out to your own clientele, you can bring them back to somebody that their business, you trust them, they've been members for a long time, and you work with them. So it's a good opportunity within the group to share business. So financially, the group is very good for me, because they bring business in, and hopefully I'm giving back, because that's the other part of the group, is if you're just take, it doesn't really work too good. So the whole idea is to work as a partnership within this group. And so for the real estate agent or the mortgage person portion of me, it is just a really good opportunity to be able to meet people I never would have met before, through the group.
That's wonderful. Now, where's your office located?
Our office is at 4759 Saunders Settlement Road, which is Route 31. So I'm actually on the corner of Comstock and 31.
Okay.
We own the building. I've been there for too long, since 1993. So
But it's a great location.
it is a good location. A lot of people, when I bought the building, said, "What in the heck are you buying out there?" I said, "Well, I can be in Shays in 45 minutes. I can see
That's
the
awesome.
falls in 25 minutes." So I mean, there's it's a good centralized location. We are kind of out in cow pasture country, so it's not in the hub
But it's
of the
convenient
city.
to a lot of
Right.
places, which is
Oh,
really great.
Yeah, people run in from Amherst down Campbell Boulevard, and they're right there. And, people, if they want to schedule an appointment, they can give me a call. My number is, I'll give you my cell. It's 716-622-8500. Usually anytime I answer the phone, people will call me at 11 o'clock at night and say, "Oh, I thought I'd get an answer machine." But, if I answer the call, I try to take care of the people, right then and there. So
Wonderful. Awesome. Well, thank you, Wayne. Thanks very much.
Yep.
Suzanne, tell us about yourself and about the Bank of Akron.
Well, I've been in banking since college, and over the years, I've watched the evolution of banking and how technology has impacted the way people do their banking and the way that the bank processes different things for our customers. So it's been an interesting ride, but there have been many opportunities that have evolved from that, because people no longer need a local branch to go into to do their banking. And historically, traffic within the branches is shrinking.
Okay.
So having said that, because of the advance of technology, it really has made my opportunities to go out and speak to people who aren't in the neighborhood grow exponentially.
That's great. Yeah.
For example, many of our communities north of Lockport are underserved in banking. There aren't a lot of locations for them to choose from. So I meet with several businesses, municipalities, and individuals to show them how convenient it is to bank with the Bank of Akron because of technology and being able to deposit checks while you sit at your desk in your office.
Amazing.
Or if you have a paycheck, to take a picture of it on your cell phone and have it deposited to your account. So that you bank when you want, how you want in today's day and age. And what sets us apart is that we are a local bank. We don't have our headquarters in faraway places. It's all local decision making.
Great.
So it really helps us to help our customers.
That's great. And I love how you are doing outreach to people, because again, sometimes I think maybe if people started their business a while ago, or maybe they've had a bank account for a while and they don't realize all the new things that can be done and how easy it is. So I think that's really wonderful. Tell us, are there any trends that you're seeing other than technology? Things with loans or different things that people might want to know about to give you a call?
Well, people, I think, are a little more conservative than they were 20 years ago. And banks are more conservative too. Many of them don't even offer car loans anymore. You go to a dealership to get car loans. But the trend has been that people are using the equity in their house and getting, let's say, a home equity line and putting it in place for down the road purchases that they might want to make, because mortgages, home equities, and student loans are the only 3 loans that you can write off the interest on in this day and age.
All right.
So there's an advantage to doing that. In addition, home equities and mortgages are usually your lower rate loans that you're able to get. A personal loan can be as high as 16%.
Okay, wow. Now, how about savings? Are people saving more today, or is that a problem?
I see that people are starting to save more today.
Okay.
Interest rates are at an all-time low on the savings side, but we do have some products and services that will enable our customers to increase their savings rate and really not have that penalty of having to keep $1,000 in it to avoid a service charge.
A little bit about some of the things that you...
Sure. We have what's called a cashback checking.
Okay.
And it actually pays you to use your debit card. You can get 1% cash back up to $1,000. But the beauty of it is that, let's say that you're in an area where there is no Bank of Akron location and you need to use an ATM machine to get your cash out. You can use 2 different banks as though they were ours, but if you use any ATM machine, with this account we'll reimburse you $15 every month for using when you use a foreign ATM. Wow. So it allows you when you're on vacation and out of state.
Yes,
or
that's always
if you're,
a concern.
Right, or if you're in an area where there is no bank, you can use an ATM machine in a store or at a different bank and not have to worry about fees accumulating.
That's really awesome. Yeah. So a lot of different things are happening in banking, which is very exciting. That's good to see. Now, if somebody did want to come and visit you, though, or at your office, where's your office, or how can they call you?
My office is at 9865 Main Street in Clarence. My office phone number is 442-6167, and I can be reached at my email address at sdavidson@bankofakron.com.
Wonderful. You know, I think one of the things that ties everything together here is making it easier for people, and there may be things that they don't even realize could be made easier. You know, like when you mentioned about, somebody's credit report and they may not even know, or about how paychecks can come in and really, help make things easier. Part of it is the technology, but part of it is also education to let people know what to do. And I think that's just so important. The types of services you offer, it isn't just like, come in and choose from a list, but it's how can we help you? How can we educate you a little bit? Would you agree?
Absolutely.
Yeah. That sounds great. So in the few minutes we have left, I'd like to talk again about the organization. So if anybody joined us partway through the show. So Suzanne, if you could tell us when the group meets.
We meet every Wednesday. The first Wednesday of the month, we meet at LCTV to tape this program. And the other weekdays, we meet at the Dale Association at 33 Ontario Street.
Now, if I'm just considering, I'm thinking, well, this sounds good. I might want to join. Can I just come to a meeting? Or
we would love for anybody to come and meet us and learn a little bit about what we do and come and meet us.
Okay,
Absolutely.
That sounds great. And I want to talk too about your website, which is really beautiful. There's connections to each of your companies. We can click on the link and find out more about you and about your business, which I think is super convenient. So anybody who's wondering who's already a member of NABE can find out just by checking out the website. So NiagaraAreaBusinessExchange.org, which is a great resource. And then I also wanted to ask too, again, just to tell people about the exclusivity of the group. Wayne, maybe you could, so they know how that works.
Yeah, anybody can come in and kind of shadow the meeting is what they do. We actually allow people to come to 2 meetings without joining. But just say, for example, we have an accountant right now, John Kanya, does a great job. And we'd love to have them in the group. If another accountant came in, we wouldn't throw them out, but we would let them come in, look at 2 meetings. They're also invited to the mixers, but John owns the seat.
Okay.
So until John says, you know what, I'm so busy I can't do this, which has happened in the group, is that sometimes the people who come in, they get so much business that they either can't come themselves or they, and even with that, many times I've been real busy and I've sent somebody in my place to hold that seat. But so it is exclusive. So we're only going to have 1 accountant, for example, 1 banker, 1 payroll service, 1 insurance company. So, but people can come in and see how it works. They might even say, hey, I want to see how it works so that we can start another group. The whole idea of these groups is to grow our personal economies so that we can benefit the area that we work in. And so we're not against even mentoring somebody who wants to open
That's
another
cool.
group down the road.
Yeah.
So it's a great program, and we'd invite them out.
But there are many categories that you don't have a representative right now. So will you tell us some?
Yeah, we'd love to have an attorney. We've had several attorneys that signed up, and then for whatever reason they got so busy they couldn't make it anymore. And again, I always think, why don't you send one of your paralegals over? But they don't. But we've had people from dentistry that would be a good spot for someone to come in. Cleaning services, sign service, printing companies. If you have one of those marketing things where you print on glassware or that type of thing, keychains. Those are people that would definitely benefit. You don't have to be a business owner either. You could be working for one of those companies and say, hey, I've got a sales territory that sells a specific item that I would love to figure out how to get this out. If they came and belong to the group, they might say, hey, I'm selling refrigerators. And so, and it might seem odd, but, those types of businesses connect with a lot of us in here, and if there was a problem that the insurance company knew, for example, we just had to pay for a freezer because all the stuff went bad or whatever. All that can be brought out so that we can share and work business. And so we'd invite anybody to come out. You can see us on the web at NiagaraAreaBusinessExchange.org, and you can contact any of the members to get invited in. We'd love to have you.
That sounds great. I love, just listening in on the meeting, how you all share information, and not just the leads, but just, sharing information with each other so that you all are learning something new. It's really great. So I would encourage you, if you've been watching the show and you're thinking, I wonder if I should go to this meeting. Yes, you should. You should check out the website and actually give them a call and stop by one of the meetings because it's a wonderful group. Elizabeth, what would you say to somebody who's thinking about it?
I would say give it a try. It's a wonderful group. I can speak from experience being new in this area. If there's any question, you should just give it a try. There's nothing to lose and a lot to gain.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah,
Awesome.
absolutely.
Well, thank you all so much for being on the show today. It was great. I always learn something when I speak to the members of this group, so it's wonderful. And thank you so much for joining us today on NABE. We were so glad to have you with us and hope you have a great day.
Call me Ishmael, the most famous opening sentence of any book.
Mystery, romance, excitement,
Suspense. You can learn a lot from books. You can read about Legos or the history of television or even read about space.
your chance to go back in time.
Or travel way into the future.
Books are like an open door to set your imagination free. Try one of these great stories or pick up a different book and discover an adventure of your own too.